Joining me now to talk more about the latest developments involving Syria is Matthew Brodsky, an expert in Middle East affairs. Matthew, welcome back to the show.
Good to be with you.
A lot of news to cover so far today. First of all, does this Russian proposal for Syria to hand over all of its chemical weapons, is this a realistic solution, and does this give the United States a way out of a military strike?
Good question. And this has all the hallmarks of an administration that's ad-libbing their foreign policy as they go. This comes from a few words just put out by Kerry. This is what it might do. The Obama administration, well, to say President Obama himself, way more than John Kerry, has not really wanted to get involved in Syria to begin with. He has been silent really on the issue for 2.5 years. So what this does is give him a political out, which I actually think is why he decided to go to Congress in the first place. It was his red line that he drew. It became an American red line. I don't know why he would have thought it would have been an easy lift to get through Congress. Right now it seems even more difficult. This seems to show a way for him to get out of having to do anything. Whether that's good for American foreign policy, American stature in the world, and whether that actually means the chemical weapons will be dismantled or taken out of Syria is another question. But this does certainly provide an out for the Obama administration. I would not be surprised at all if they take it.
Well, is this something that was at least talked about or considered somewhere else at some point? Because, you know, you have John Kerry coming out with this, and all of a sudden the Russians are jumping on it. The White House is backtracking and not really appearing to back Kerry. So it makes the Russians look like they're saving the whole day.
Certainly. And Vladimir Putin knows this. The Syrians know this, and the Syrian delegation was meeting with Russia today. So if this were something that they were discussing, as President Obama just said on the major networks in his interview, then that would have been something that the United States would have looked like. This is why I started off by saying this is the ad-libbing of foreign policy. It's nothing new for John Kerry to miss something in his delivery. And this was an ad-lib comment that he made, to a reporter. What can Syria do to prevent something? Yeah, they can. And he said something that he thinks that they never will do. I personally don't think Syria actually will get rid of their chemical weapons or give it to Russia. But this is something that it's a hole that the Obama administration has now kind of dug for themselves, except for President Obama is going to really want to pounce on this so he doesn't have to do anything, and said, hey, I still went with the international route. But it doesn't seem to be great for American interest, I would say.
Well, you know, John Kerry is a smart guy. He's been around a while. He's known for having a lot of foreign experience. So it seems kind of odd that they're characterizing it as some sort of offhand remark. I want to ask you about how this proposal change might change what Congress will do this week and how it might alter what President Obama will say to the American people tomorrow.
He's got 24 hours to decide, and if events break tomorrow as fast as they break today, who knows? But what I do know is that it does seem from the latest he's been saying publicly that this could be a viable proposal and that it would have to be, verifiable. He already said that he is going to put off, or thinks the Senate vote would be put off until next week. This is a line that keeps moving back as far as when the Senate's going to vote, let alone the House that comes after it. So this gives him cover to be able to say that we can wait longer and it'll look like it's a legitimate reason. So his address tomorrow, who knows what can develop between now and then, but he would have to say that it would have to be verifiable. I don't know why he would believe the Russians would make it viable, but if he does, this provides a template for Iran in the future, which is something I'm sure he has to be considering as well.
All right, Matthew Brodsky, I wish we had more time. We can go on and on and on this. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.